So if you have not heard, Battlefield 5 released, and it hasn't been doing very well. Physical sales are down more than half on Battlefield 1, and the game has already been significantly discounted by about 50%, which is not a good sign because it technically launched less than 2 weeks ago. But a big reason for it not doing well is Electronic Arts creating Division. It really all started with the debut trailer of Battlefield 5, which many really could not understand what DICE was going for as it came off as a goofy steampunk game. It was later confirmed that this was actually a World War II historical shooter, but immediately accusations of the game not being historically accurate were thrown EA's way, and it was based on the fact that in the debut trailer, a big focus that likely was on purpose is on a prosthetic armed female British soldier on the front lines, which never happened, and there was also another soldier carrying a katana, which was out of place, but pretty much many players saw these design decisions as DICE's way to rewrite history, as for the most part World War II was fought by men. Yes, there were female soldiers, but as far as I understand there weren't any prosthetic armed female British soldiers on the front lines. The debut trailer of Battlefield 5 would be bombed by dislikes and negative comments, with a lot of people using the hashtag #NotMyBattlefield. Anyway, things really escalated when Electronic Arts executive and former boss of DICE Patrick Soderlund gave an interview at E3 2018 and pretty much took a stance against those who were complaining about the game. Although the issue with his remarks were that he made it out to be specifically about women in Battlefield 5, which I don't think has ever been a problem, as some women certainly did serve, but the way DICE included them in the game is something many took issue with, some seeing it as disrespectful. But Patrick Soderlund made things much worse when he said the following: "On the women in Battlefield, this is something that the development team pushed. Battlefield 5 is a lot about the unseen, the untold, the unplayed. The common perception is that there were no women in World War II. There were a ton of women who fought both in World War II and partook in the war. And we felt like in today's world, I have a 13-year-old daughter, that when the trailer came out and she saw all the flack, she asked me, 'Dad, why is this happening?' And she plays Fortnite and she says, 'I can be a girl in Fortnite, why are people so upset about this?' She looked at me and she could not understand it, and I'm like, okay, as a parent, how the hell am I going to respond to this? And I just said, you know what, you're right, this is not okay. These are people who are uneducated, they don't understand that this is a plausible scenario, and listen, this is a game, and today's gaming is gender diverse like it has never been before. There are a lot of female people who want to play and male players who want to play as a badass woman, and we don't take any flack. We stand up for the cause because I think those people who don't understand it, well, you have two choices, either accept it or don't buy the game. I'm fine with either or, it's just not okay." So yeah, calling your players uneducated and giving them an ultimatum is bad for business, especially when, in my opinion, Patrick Soderlund is twisting players' complaints into an issue over women being in a game. Also, trying to make a comparison between Fortnite and a World War II historical shooter seems a bit foolish. Either way, no matter what your opinion on those comments or this whole issue in general, it created division, and for a while, angry gamers have been using the hashtag #NotMyBattlefield and other ones to state their displeasure with Battlefield 5. As Forbes' Eric Kane pointed out, much of the marketing of Battlefield 5 has been geared towards attracting female gamers. Apparently, with a female soldier on the cover and an emphasis on female characters in the single-player vignettes, I'm perfectly fine with women in games like this and have no bone to pick with that decision. But it is an incredibly odd marketing choice given that this game will be A, predominantly played by young men and boys, and B, it is a historical shooter about a war predominantly fought by young men and boys. I suspect marketing the game as a more traditional World War II entry similar to Battlefield 1 would have been far more effective. That is exactly right. It seems like Electronic Arts really just shot themselves in their foot in a fall 2018 where there were so many other games releasing, which you would think an entertainment company would be trying to persuade their core audience and consumers to buy their game. But in all honesty, Electronic Arts just gave a lot of people reason to pick up games like Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2 instead. As Eric Kane went on to add, more than anything, it feels like Electronic Arts and DICE are simply simply very out of touch with their target demographic. By all means, include women in the game, but don't try to earn brownie points by making it seem like you're championing some social cause. EA wants to make money, not change the world. I just want a good World War II shooter. Which, as far as I've heard, Battlefield 5 is not a bad game, but Electronic Arts gave many gamers reasons to spend their money on something else, which leads to finally the big topic of this video, and this involves a recent launch party of Battlefield 5 in Stockholm, Sweden, which is where one of DICE's studios is located. So apparently DICE GM Oscar Gabrielson gave a big speech about equality and the importance of them fighting for that, and behind him was the following graphic, which, as you can see, is DICE grabbing some of the hate comments that they've repeatedly gotten for Battlefield 5 and making a point about it, I guess. Although I still don't understand why they did this, and who thought it would be a smart idea to post this to social media, as all this will and has done is ignited a community of gamers. This is just a bad look, and let's be honest here, some of these comments like Whiteman was mocking the censorship that was in place in the beta, something that Electronic Arts blamed on their profanity filter, which they said was a work in progress. But obviously, yeah, it's just really strange seeing these game developers mock user hate, especially when Battlefield 5 is underperforming right now. Also, I find the hashtag everyone's Battlefield very interesting. It makes me wonder if Electronic Arts or DICE had planned or thought about creating a campaign to challenge the opposing hashtag not my Battlefield, but maybe they realized that wouldn't be a smart idea later on, although I still don't understand why they thought using it in any way would be smart. Look, my reaction to this is, what the hell is Electronic Arts thinking? You are already one of the most hated game companies, and it's like they want the hate to continue and carry on to other games, like Anthem is just months away. This is just a really bad decision that could backfire badly. You have tons of people who have been using these comments to troll and show their displeasure, and by mocking them, this is only going to get worse. I'm honestly just blown away by how tone-deaf Electronic Arts as a company is, and how not one person in that studio did not say maybe this isn't a smart idea. All this is going to do is fuel a fire that was arguably nearly out. But I genuinely am just so surprised by this. I definitely support equality and I stand by that, and I would hope nobody is against that, but Electronic Arts trying to make it seem like Battlefield 5 is some sort of way to send a message seems a little strange when all they are doing is profiting off of this supposed movement, and the majority of anger from players was about the way DICE went about including women, which based on that debut trailer, the focus on the prosthetic armed female British soldier on the front lines was the main problem people had. That trailer felt like it was meant to create controversy, but sometimes all publicity doesn't mean good publicity, especially in this situation that now will rage on. You look to a game like Red Dead Redemption 2, which is much more pro-woman rights and highlights the suffrage movement, as well as some badass female outlaws like Sadie Adler. That game made $750 million in just a few days after launch, and even before or after, you didn't hear people complaining about there being female outlaws. And I think that's telling. Obviously on both sides there definitely are morons who just don't like women at all, but you have to wonder why a historical game like Red Dead Redemption 2 was being praised for the most part before launch, while Battlefield 5 was just being hated. But anyway, what do you guys make of DICE's decision to mock Battlefield 5 haters? Do you think it is a smart decision or not? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.